This is a horror game podcast. It is meant for mature audiences. It may contain adult language, violence, and sexual themes, as well as shocking revelations. Viewer discretion is advised. Greetings, fellow investigators, and welcome back to our video podcast, Into the Darkness, where my friends and I play the Delta Green role-playing game. I'm your host, Thom Raley. The scenario is Presence. It was written by Shane Ivey, and it's available from Arc Dream Publishing. Our handler is Nathan Decker, and this is episode 3. Our recap will be given by Riley Kruger as his character, Agent Carrot. So, without any further delays, let's continue our journey into the darkness. Riley?
Situation: Arbor, relocation, disorientation. Burn after reading. Upon responding to activation by Agent Jeevers, K-Cell have traveled to Townsend, Vermont. The inciting incident was a young girl, Robin Bullock, appearing to have traveled hundreds of miles instantaneously from Alabama. I set up in the Holiday Inn doing some background work on the case while the others went out canvassing after we'd arrived. After the hospital assessment had proven fruitless, Agent Crispy managed to have a run-in with the victim before screaming his head off. Meanwhile, Agent Kendrick had his own encounter with a lady in a hospital gown who similarly screamed at him. It was decided to return to the Holiday Inn and reconvene, sharing what little we had all learned. This area plays host to stories of puckwudgies, a sort of fey-like creature who are mischievous if provoked. Naturally, being Delta Green, we immediately set about trying to provoke a response from said creatures should they indeed exist. A swift but disastrous excursion to the woods yielded only a scrap of the poor young woman's dress and some kind of umbilical cord appearing to connect to us. We soon made flight before any kind of connection could truly take hold. Interestingly, Agent Crispy appeared to have some kind of experience inside the odd spiral structure made of stones in the woods. Returning to the Holiday Inn, Agent Kinsey informed us that the form of a small girl had been spotted in one of the beds, speaking about a Sylvia. Before turning in, I made sure to do some research on The Hunt, the nightclub from which Robin had alighted from on the night in question. We discovered that the nightclub appears to have been the better behaved of the clubs in the area, fewer incidents of spiking other antisocial behavior. From the footage of the club, we saw a 5'6" woman with dark hair avoid showing her face on any and all cameras before speaking with Robin at the bar. The opera is taking its toll on our fellow agents. Kinsey, the old pro that he is, seems to be handling things the best despite his little intruder. Kramer appears to be having nightmares. Crispy sadly seems to be swiftly spiraling. After going to make a call on a payphone, he became enraged and proceeded to smash the unit to pieces. This kind of conspicuous behavior will result in our discovery and the failure of an opera, the penalty for which is a fate far worse than death. Something I do not believe the rookies truly appreciate. I worry for them. Some of them still have families to lose, the poor bastards. Looking into Robin's online presence, I infiltrated a group called Bam, Bell and Shadow, an occultist Facebook group moderated by Reed Miles. In this group, Robin had made reference to walking out, asking after members with genuine magical experiences, most of which were mundane, but some activity found was speaking of disappearance events occurring to 3 different women. Melissa Naylor, Eileen Brown, and Danielle Smith. Each girl had spoken about being psychic on the group, and will provide a valuable further line of inquiry as we go. Each felt the same compulsion to drive far away on the night of their abductions, and had left their cars locked with all possessions inside. Kramer and Kendrick have taken a forward approach and followed the girls onto their plane home. I feel oddly confident about this maneuver. They are, after all, military, and so their professional experience should mean they can tail the targets effectively without being seen. Here's hoping they lead us somewhere good. Agent Carrot, out.
Well, let's join those 2 agents in the air. Kendrick, you were just asked very politely to leave the sisters alone. And as you're sitting down in your chair, what kind of thoughts are roiling? Because you didn't just have that thought, but you definitely had that thought to leave them?
Yeah. I think he's just frustrated right now because he just botched the op, or at least he feels like he did. So he's gonna swear under his breath and probably kick the back of the seat, and then maybe send a text message to Agent Kramer, like we just got made. And then he's gonna sit there thinking, like, why don't we just waste these girls if we're gonna do it? Why don't we just do it now?
Mhm. Yeah, and they're it's not like she's staring you down, but it's very clear that Emily is keeping an eye on you. How's Kramer feeling back there now that the fake peanut is dislodged?
I'm greatly dismayed that my Emmy award winning or Academy Award winning choking did not go as well as I was thinking it would. Yeah, I'm just sort of trying to still play it off like I'm, recovering and ask for water and just try to stay, to myself while I read the message sent to me by Kendrick.
All right. Is there anything the two of you want to do before you land?
There's not a heck of a lot we can do in the confines of
Yeah, I think we have to let them go. It's the only thing we can do at this point.
yeah, we can't like yeah, anything outlandish we do now would just be bad for us.
That makes sense to me. So the plane lands. People are gathering their things. Unfortunately for you, it looks like the sisters are probably a few rows ahead of you. You were trying to keep them in your sight line,
Yeah.
and they file out with the rest of the people into this, I mean, the lobby. And you see pretty quickly that Emily, she seems to be scoping out the area looking for someone.
Hmm. Can
And
we
yeah, she seems to be looking for like a officer or someone to talk to.
yeah, like
I'm just gonna
yeah,
walk past and go to the baggage claim.
yeah, yeah. That'll probably be good. Sort of split up, collect baggage, and meet up later for extraction.
Okay.
No, this isn't a military operation. We're not being extracted. We extract ourselves.
I love it.
Yeah.
So you head out of the airport ahead of her, not giving her the time to flag someone to say, hey, that person was doing something strange. And you're able to exit the airport pretty easily from there.
Yeah, so what I think what I'd like to do is actually just, how airports often have
Mhm.
like a plaza where
Yeah,
people
yeah.
are loading and unloading. I think what I'd like to do is space myself a little bit, but I'll stay in the plaza and keep an eye on the exit doors because I want to try to note how the girls leave,
Ah,
get as much information as I can. So if they leave in a cab, do they get
mhm.
someone pick them up? Do they leave with someone else? Any information I can get.
Yes, you can see that they go, it probably takes 20, 30 minutes. They end up heading out towards the parking garage.
Oh, parking garage, not the taxi stand.
Right.
Darn, darn. Because I was going to head to the taxi stand and see if I could put a tracer on a taxi, kind of sneak up, slap it on. But no, that's going to be tough. Well, actually, maybe not. Maybe.
So the sister probably has a car.
Yeah, we could try.
Could try to tail the car.
I'm just wondering, like, now if we go to the car, yeah, we
So
could,
you guys did get out early in
yeah.
terms of the stuff. You probably didn't have a lot of things at the baggage. If you wanted to just rent a car, that would be doable. I am going to ask how you're going to pay for it because the question then becomes, do you want your credit card showing you buying a rental in Alabama.
I'm sure we could use an alias credit card that we have. Wouldn't that make sense? Is that
Yeah.
not something that Delta Green would have, like a couple alias
Do you have
account?
do you have any bureaucracy, criminology, something in those? Are you the kind of person
Oh
that has
yeah,
a fake credit card?
bureaucracy. 30%. Watch this.
Oh my
Watch
gosh.
this.
Yeah.
85.
Okay. All right.
Well, everybody has
How about
10%, so
Kindred?
I can at least
Go for it.
try.
Yeah.
And that's an 83. No, that's not going to work.
All right. So what happens is you are looking at the rental and you're thinking, you know what I should do next time
Yeah.
is have it. So that'll be your increase in the
There
score
we
for the next session. So
Okay.
you're thinking, damn, I should have done that. But you can have your normal credit cards and on you.
All
I
right. Well, the logic says that the sisters got her car parked there, and so they're going back to the sister's house. So I think what I'll do is I'll try to meet back up with Agent Kramer.
I've got a plan. I've got a plan. I think we can do it if we're fast enough. Okay. We need to have one of us confront them, and not not to the point where, I mean, it'll obviously freak them out, but it'll get their attention. The other one of us, the perhaps more stealthy person, can just sneak up, slap a tracker on the car, and then apologize, whatever, for the distraction. Have the other person. We just have to think of something quickly. Why were we doing this? Like maybe we were fearing for their lives, or we were trying to warn them or something about some creepy people following them, and give them a description, and then we can just leave or something like that. But enough to get their attention so one of us can sneak in, put the tracker on their car, and then just leave. So we can track them, but not to the point where they're gonna, if they get police, it won't be, you know, coming at us full force. Or if they have a gun in the car, they won't pull it out and start shooting away at us, because we would be willingly leaving after supposedly doing something kind for them. How does that sound?
We just need a distraction, is what you're saying.
Yeah, a distraction so one of us can sneak in and put the thing on the car. So we have to kind of tail them, stay kind of close so we can do that, and then have one do the distraction, one do the
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Let's do it.
Okay.
And not like this really exists, but I kind of sort of feel like if
Mhm.
I was sort of stealthy-ish, would sort of be like a 40 something, if I had to put a number on it, kind of like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine would be more like 50
yeah,
if I had to,
you
guess.
look stealthier. So yeah, okay, this could work.
Good. All right. We could redeem myself here.
Yeah.
I like this plan. So
Yeah.
the two of you follow. This is a parking garage, so I'm not at the moment going to have you roll stealth. It'll be the moment of truth. You're passing people. You can easily follow
Yeah.
these two. And you see that Emily goes to a car that speaks to a 20-year-old, right? It's not new, probably car from college, little dinged up, but she's starting to get around. And are you trying to intercept her at the car, before the car? You just
Um,
tackling her?
no, 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 not tackling. I'm not you doing violence. Basically, once they're close enough and we can definitely identify that's the correct car,
Yeah,
then
yeah.
Kendrick can kind of do a left or right hook around stealthy to plant, and I can go straight to them. Not like, I'm gonna get you type
Yeah.
thing. Just walk quickly and try to get their attention actually. So
Yeah. Ask them if they have a moment to talk about our Lord and Savior,
yeah,
Jesus Christ, or
yeah.
something. Yeah.
All right. I think that's absolutely doable as Kindred. You scope off to the side. Kramer,
Yeah. Yeah.
I really want to know what your opening line is as you see that Emily is going through her keys to
Yeah.
get the
And
car key.
I'm not rushing, I'm not closing too quickly, but where I'm at a decent distance, like say 30 feet or something like that. And I call out to her, Emily, please, I I have to warn you. I have to warn you. The people in the in the uh, in the hospital where you came from. Um, oh darn it! What's her sister's name again?
Robin.
Robin. Yeah, that's right. Um, they they put some drugs. They put some bad drugs in here. It's registering. This is, you have to beware. Something's really going wrong. And I keep my distance. I say, I'm
Yep.
not trying to harm you or scare you. I just want you to know this is serious. This is not good. You know their names, you know where to find them, but please, just, you don't have to believe me. Just look into it yourself. Have a doctor you trust. Have a doctor you trust, Emily. Take a look at your sister. That's all I'm saying. Please be well. And I start backing away. And hopefully,
Yeah. Okay, you're not even going to need to roll for this because as you start in on this, you see Emily, she puts herself in between you and Robin, first of all,
yeah,
and ushers Robin towards the car. But yeah, you're being very distracting because that's a insane thing to hear from across the parking garage.
Uh,
If you want to roll a persuade, she might even believe you a little bit, but
okay.
she very clearly
Yeah,
looks
sure. And I'm not, I mean,
shocked and
and
confused.
and I put points into persuade too. It's not 20, it's
Nice,
also
nice.
30.
Yeah, there we go.
Go wrong with this.
if you come on too heavy, she's gonna
Oh,
bolt and run
come
right into me.
on. 98,
Okay. It's not a disaster.
but it's okay.
She's focused on you. So, Kindrich, if you want to make your stealth roll at a plus 20,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
because
Uh,
she's not even engaging with Kramer. It's just this look of, is this person going to attack us, like run away? Then you start
And,
slinking
So
backwards.
I'm also
I just
keeping 30
I
feet
rolled
away.
an 80, which is with a 50 plus 20, that's 70. So that's a failure.
Close.
Oh no. Oh boy.
Interesting. So,
Quick, look, it's Elvis.
Kindrich, yes. Kindrich, you are going around the front of the car, basically, right? The stall is parked. Are
Yeah.
you keeping low? What's your angle of entry here?
Yeah, I think I would probably be trying to stay out of sight. So hunched low and kind of moving quickly around the periphery of the parking lot to yeah, get to the car first without being seen. Oh
Hmm.
God. They're
So
gonna
it's
spot me
about
and think
right.
we're murderers.
So you reach this and you see that Emily is sitting, she's moved into the back seat because that's where, or
Yeah.
Robin is in the back seat. That is where Emily has pushed her. And she locks eyes with you kind of just over the
Oh,
hood
yeah.
and like starts hitting the window that Robin is next to or that Emily is next to. I'm mixing them up. Emily at that point turns and is just, oh, what the fuck? Stay back and using the key. Just, what do you want? Leave us alone.
Yeah, whoa. Sorry. Must be the wrong person. Sorry. Just back off.
Yeah, I'm calling the police. I'm call
Okay.
it
Yeah, okay. Okay. Yeah, do what you gotta do, man. And I'm just gonna bolt.
uh all right. So I want to leave the two as you are bolting out of this and you are absolutely hearing her pull out a cell phone and call the police. And let's go across about 1,000 miles away, I think we found, and talk
At
with the
least,
other three.
at least we didn't get maced.
The only reason you didn't get maced is because I don't think she'd have it on the airplane. What you can do is take out a pepper shaker or something. But yes, across in Vermont, I believe it was kind of a research heavy afternoon between the group. Carrot, if I recall correctly, you could tell me if I'm wrong, you were looking further into the backgrounds of people in Bambel and Shadow.
Yeah. So those three people that really popped up that were, talking
Mhm.
about being psychic, Melissa Naylor, Eileen Brown, Danielle Smith. Um, I'd like to first figure out, their movements when they had their disappearance of whatever reason. And whatever, like, if they have had similar experiences to our victim, then potentially they may have, I don't know. I guess they can be a template for what to look out for with Robin. So,
Yeah,
like, are they? I don't know how you. I suppose you could tell by like posting history, I guess, where like
right.
they start off being like, oh my God, I'm amazing, I'm psychic, I'm the best, and then they disappear and come back, and they're like their activity is limited to like liking a post or whatever.
That,
Um,
yeah, that's pretty accurate actually towards what's happened is all of them really have stepped down their activity on the page to the
okay.
point of like I'll like a post, I'll not. Uh, they're not reaching out as much. And in fact, Danielle Smith, who runs a site you find is Danny's Divination, she has shuttered operation.
Oh wow.
And that's within the last 9 days, I believe. 10 probably now,
Yeah.
but it's very recent. And you
Hmm.
have contact information for all of them. It's not difficult, especially with your skills, to get addresses for them. They're all around Birmingham. But beyond
Yeah, well,
that, yeah, it's they have some stuff in here, but basically you're finding that they just kind of go to an outskirts of town, leave their stuff, like cell phone, anything that would track them,
mm.
and then they wake up hours later somewhere else wandering.
That's super weird because like our victim still had her smartwatch on despite not having anything else.
Hmm.
Um, like, but if they're taking off stuff that
Thinking,
tracks them, that's
right, but
weird.
thinking about it, a smartwatch, her smartwatch didn't, it wasn't like a super obvious one, right?
Mm.
Like you could almost mistake it for just a normal watch. The circular screen, the the little ridges on the edge, it's kind of almost there, which is maybe you're thinking it was overlooked. That's a possibility.
Overlooked by the puckwudgies that is
By the
took no.
puck
Um,
wedgies.
um,
Or she didn't take it off.
or she just didn't know to take it off for some reason. Yeah, that's super interesting. Wow. Huh. I think I'm gonna have to play insurance agent and start asking some questions.
Okay.
So if Kinsey and Crispy have things they want to do, I can figure out how I'm gonna do that.
All right. All right. Yeah, you do have contacts with these three women. You also know their basically handles on the site as well, if you wanted to use that to get in touch with them. But yeah, let's jump to Kinsey and Crispy. What are the two of you up to?
So I've just smashed the phone. I'm trying to recover the chronology here. I smashed the phone this morning,
Yep.
having thought I heard Davis on the other end of the line.
Mhm.
Um, Now it's the afternoon. We've tried to amuse ourselves doing a little bit of research, but if I remember correctly, Crispy didn't make much progress. Um, what is
That's pretty accurate.
uh,
Kindrich and Kramer left around noon. Carrot has started doing his research. The timelines don't quite match up. Probably at this point, Kindrich and Kramer are still in the air, so
Mhm.
something along
And
those lines.
I'm texting Delta Green asking about
Mhm.
if I'm trying to track and see if there are any dangerous texts
Yeah,
anywhere
you'd
near the
sent
Alabama
that,
location.
right?
Um, Other than that, I'm keeping an eye on Crispy.
Mm.
I've probably given him a sedative. Um, Said, "Well, I see you got that all out," but I'm gonna keep questioning Crispy. Crispy, look, um, in Delta Green, you're going to encounter some weird stuff, and you need to tell us what's going on, or you become the problem.
Do you believe in
And you don't
God,
want to
Agent
become the
Kinsey?
problem. It's not my field of study. I don't know.
I I had a weird encounter with the spirals. I've never experienced anything like it, but just a sense of greatness, a sense of something bigger. I don't know how to I don't know how to make sense of it, but
Um,
since
it sounds kind of like you're talking about an ecstatic experience, like Catholic saints sometimes have, where they believe that they've been contacted directly by God.
that's what it felt like, or like a veil had been torn away and something that was there the whole time was suddenly, just for a second, I could see it or feel it around. But
I am reminded of something else in scriptures that the devil can appear as an angel of light.
mm,
Um, any kind of vision, try not to believe it entirely. Just be cautious. Um,
you think
so
they're trying
you
to
do
trick me?
remember, well, I mean, if it's a benevolent entity, then you have nothing to worry about. But if it's a malevolent entity, then you don't want to be tricked.
You're
Uh,
making me feel better about my reality, Kinsey.
Now, reality, we don't know that any of this is real. Our whole lives might just be simulations in a computer somewhere. Uh, but
You live like this all the
whatever, we
time,
have
don't
to
you?
deal. We have to, yeah, I kind of do. We have to deal with the situation at hand. If we are in a simulation, then play along the simulation. But
What else to do but play the game?
you've had a couple of. Do you have any history of medical or mental problems in the past?
No, I'd been perfectly normal, happy, solid, stable personality, and there was a
Well, then
terrible
my
accident.
guess. Oh, an accident. What was the
That
accident?
was a few some time ago. I don't like to think about it much, but I lost my partner as a last time I was in the agency. We were pursuing a drug lead up the tower, and we got to the roof, and I was running for him, and it looked for all the world like something swooped down and grabbed him off the edge, and things haven't been the same since, Kinsey. It's not. It's not
Then
been
they
fun.
approached you after that and brought you into Delta Green. Yeah, it's very likely that you weren't imagining something like that there.
That's what I was afraid of this whole time.
But I think I explained to you that doing my medical stuff, I ended up having bodies that externally looked like humans, but internally definitely weren't.
Mhm.
Um, if you didn't have a history of mental problems, then I would say that something is trying to persuade you or trick you into trusting it. Um, And since we can't really tell the difference between delusion and reality, that's just be a skeptic. It's the safest position.
Thank you, Doc. I feel better. It's good to know you're in this with me.
Well, I mean, I'm trying. We still could all die. But then that's just the way it
Hell of
goes.
a
At least we
pep talk.
die trying to figure it out.
That's it.
Yeah.
Well,
So
you
with
rest.
that, yeah, what are you thinking for the afternoon? Because you know it'll probably take the handler a bit looking through these things if she even finds anything.
Well, I think maybe at least I will sort of hook up with Agent Carrot and talk about, his research. And does it feel to you, Carrot and Crispy, that the girls know more than they're letting on? They're involved in something, and that she was willing to tell us that she was doing drugs rather than tell us what they were really up to.
I think you're right, Agent Kinsey. I think they're concealing something from us.
There used to be a TV show that was fun and entertaining called Bewitched, and one of the running gags in it was that witches aren't real and people don't believe in witches. But I mean, we know nowadays there are women and men who subscribe to Wicca, and they're mostly herbalists and people and crystal people and stuff like that. But there are something that used to be called witches that are different. They're not herbalists. They're people who have stumbled across hypergeometry formulas, and they are using them to warp the reality of time and space around them. That's what's extremely dangerous. And that's what we're trying to stop from happening. And I would say, oh, girl disappearing in Alabama and appearing in Vermont is definitely warping reality in some way, whether they know that they're doing it or not. I think Agent Carrot's this club or cult or group might be doing something. Or I might be completely wrong. It could be something completely different that we just don't know about. But you've definitely had an experience at the Spiral, and the girl definitely teleported. But yeah, I get the funny feeling she knew exactly what was happening to her.
I think you're right, Agent Kinsey.
Yeah. So it does sound like you're all kind of gathering around the Carrot's research into the Bam Bell and Shadow.
Mhm.
And I'll cover a couple things there as well. Is it is a message board, so there's a wide variety. So you're not getting a cult vibe off of it. With the human that Kinsey's bringing to it, especially as you're looking at this Reed Miles individual, and you're noting that the group is predominantly female, you can't help but wonder if Miles is a little bit of a creep. There might be a little bit of an ulterior motive, especially considering that a lot of the women in here are younger university students. But
There
there's
are a lot of creeps
no,
in the world.
yeah, but there's no linking sort of retreats that they do or rituals that they're claiming. And even the discussions might be, for example, crystals, right? It'll come up and some of the people go, no, they don't work. And some people go, yeah, they absolutely work. Reed never really takes a side beyond check out the crystals in the store and see for yourself. So that's not, I think that would be a off path to follow. It does not seem organized in that way. Carrot,
I'm
did you have
wondering.
did you have a thought process for how you wanted to contact any
Yes, I
of
do.
the others? All right.
So basically, what I want to do is go to um, try and find an old version of Danny's Divination's website and
Okay.
find just a name of someone who has interacted with the business at all in the past. Um, and then I'm going to take that name and I'm going to call up Danielle Smith and I'm going to
Ah.
basically browbeat them about, unfulfilled business activities.
Okay. I like that you're in the system, so it's not too difficult to use like an archive of something like that. Plus, she took it down but hasn't scrubbed everything. It's not too terribly difficult. And
Brilliant.
you call up, you get a few rings, and then a young woman answers the phone. Yeah. Hello?
Hello, is this Miss Smith?
Yes. This is
Hello.
Danielle.
Hello, Danielle. My name is Adam Gordon. I work with the Attorney General's office. I'm investigating a complaint from a customer who tells me that they had inquired about your services before your Danny's divination business had shuttered.
Mhm.
This particular person had laid down some money, and I'm just trying to chase up what's happened with that money and see what we can do about getting it back to the rightful owners.
Um, it's funny. Yeah, well, first of all, Danny's divinations carries no guarantees of accuracy or success of any of these. This is provided as if you look at the fine print, it's provided as an entertainment service primarily. Um, and likewise, I'm afraid that our trailer actually, even if I were to have the money, I don't have the money. Someone stole my money. So
Someone stole your money.
yeah, yeah. Someone broke into our trailer. I don't
Okay.
know.
Did you file a police report?
Yes, yes, we did.
Could you give me the number of that police report, please? It's for insurance
Uh,
purposes.
uh, you hear papers shuffle. Um, yeah, and she reads off a number.
Excellent.
Yeah, it was over $2,000, and we really need that back.
$2,000. Wow. It
Yes.
sounds like you're in a bit of a bind, Miss Smith. Um, well, look, I, I, it is of course disappointing to hear that you have fallen on some hard times. Shuttering your business is never something that we want anyone here in Alabama to be doing. But I am somewhat satisfied that you've fulfilled your obligations, at least at this time. I may be in contact again. Um, but for now, I have some background work to have a look into things. It may end up that the business insurance that your taxes pay for will just pay out this customer, and this will
Okay.
be swept under the rug, to use a less formal term. But hard times come for everyone, and I certainly
Yeah.
hope you get back on your feet soon.
Um, just do you represent all of my previous clients or
Uh, all is not really. Basically, here at the office, we work on complaints. So someone has registered a complaint about your business, basically saying that they paid for services that were not rendered. Obviously, if someone has broken into your trailer and
yeah,
taken all of your money and potentially possessions as well, that would fall under economic hardship, and we could just very easily just say, look,
okay. Yeah,
insurance.
okay. Good. So like if someone were to like claim that I wouldn't do like a reading for them, that like that's part of it. Because like Darla, I would love to take that review out. Like if you
Uh,
can contact the people, because I mean I might want to go back into business at some point.
hmm. Yes, I will. I'll say now that this does not affect any sort of permanent record of yours, Ms. Smith.
Goodness.
This is on a case-by-case basis. Essentially, what happens from here is it becomes a footnote in a large financial settlement, at which point whatever money is owed to the particular complainant will be sent through to them through us. So the only people
Okay.
that know would be you, me, and the fence post, pretty much. But you mentioned a Dala. Have you had issues with this Dala person?
Yes. She left me a really nasty review because I wouldn't do a reading for her.
Hmm.
That was after I lost the sublease.
Ah,
I didn't have the space, so I wouldn't do it, and she was really, really angry with me.
this Dala sounds like a very nice person.
Uh, I don't want to sound mean.
Hmm.
Just so we're clear, I sympathize with her. I don't. I couldn't take it on. So it's unwarranted as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, absolutely, and that would fall under the scope of your business insurance, ma'am. This
Great.
is why the phone call is happening today because these things
Yeah.
get lost, especially over written communication. Tone can get lost as well. That's why we favor the personal touch here at the Attorney General's office. Um, yes. Well, I'm sorry to hear about Miss Dalla. Obviously, I can't give uh complainant details away. If you do end up going back into business, I understand that there are particular capacities on online review sites to have negative reviews taken down if you can prove that they are malicious in intent. Um,
Okay.
so
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
certainly
I can
something that
look
you
into that.
can
Yeah.
look into. Um, but yes, thank you so much for your time, Miss Smith. I hope that things turn around for you soon.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah. Uh, great. Uh,
I've already hung up.
oh. Yeah.
Look
Hopefully.
at the dollar. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. All right. Yeah, so first port of call is that police report to
Mhm.
try and see like what kind of damages we're talking. Like a few $1,000
Yep.
is not insignificant, especially if it was all in cash. Um,
It's pretty easy to look that up. Someone broke into a trailer of a Danielle Smith, ransacked it, and stole money basically out of a hidey spot, about $2,300.
mm,
And looking up the review, you see, and this is easy because you're on the site, you notice that Darla Williams is actually in Bam Bell and Shadow. She is
ah,
one of those individuals, and she has written a review calling Danielle Smith heartless, doesn't care about children, when all she was looking for was a bit of hope. Danielle didn't even bother to give her that.
righto. Cool. Dollar sounds like a lot of people that I used to have come into my workplace. Um, Well, I think Miss Williams is very worthy of a further investigation. Um,
Are we here with Carrot?
Yeah.
Yeah. Does it sound like Darla? These readings, are they speaking with the dead? Is that what they're supposed to be? What if
from what I imagine, it's like just general psychic abilities. So,
Yeah. Talk with
like,
the
is my
dead,
yeah.
future?
read your,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Read your
I was
fortune.
I was just wondering if maybe what Miss Williams, Darla Williams wanted was to speak with Sylvia, or I mean, I don't
Yeah.
know. Maybe I'm taking two entirely different things and throwing them together into the. And this Reed Miles, what is his relationship with this whole thing? Is he part
I
of
think Reed runs the shop that this group's based around.
Correct.
okay. Well, it seemed odd to me that one man at the center of a bunch of females, um, ladies, it there have been cults in the past around of women that were around male worship. Um, uh, Rasputin had a cult around him of female worshippers that literally worshipped his penis. Very
Yeah.
strange.
Kept it in a jar.
Stuff like the tender loving care synanon in the
The Callisti
San
cult.
Francisco area.
That's what
Yeah,
it
even.
was.
Um,
Um,
yeah, that's it. Those synanon people have tried to assassinate someone by putting a rattlesnake through their letterbox. Very interesting methods. Anyway, um,
I
I think
slowly glance at the letter slot in the door.
that's a real thing. There's a real true life fact. It was a journalist, I think. Yes. All right. I saw an opportunity to drop one of my favorite little cult facts in there, and I completely derailed myself. Reed looks like a creep. He's certainly
Mhm.
someone to look into. I'm super interested in this Darla Williams character. She seems like a real piece of work. I imagine if she doesn't care about kids, maybe she's got a dead kid or maybe even a sick kid. Um, and
Garrett,
wants to know like
what's your human?
my human.
Your human.
Let me have a look. I believe it was okay. Yes, it's 70.
Oh wow. Boy, oh boy. You looked up Darla Williams, we'll say on this Bam Bell and Shadow, you see her review. Something doesn't hit right with you. Clicking into the profile, you are an expert at this sort of thing. This is a fake profile.
Ah.
Someone set this up. If you maybe you reverse look up the image, it's just grabbed from the internet. It's very shallow,
Hmm.
but her only real interactions on the site seem to be with people that have claimed this psychic ability.
Huh.
So in all
Particularly
of
the
those message boards, yeah, with Eileen Brown, Danielle Smith, Melissa Naylor, Darla will chime in at some point in there.
Hmm. I think it's time to set a little bit of a trap, gentlemen.
Right? And let's
Sounds
say
good.
this is taking some time. This is about Kendrick and Kramer. Do you feel like you'd check in with the rest of the group maybe? Because just to kind of
Yeah,
link up the two,
absolutely. That was my next agenda item, actually.
then let's say there is a phone call, ring-a-ling, good news on the other end.
Someone else want to get that? I can't take it again.
I can pick up the phone. Hello.
Yeah, it's Kendrick and Kramer.
Ah,
We
excellent.
I think our op might be botched. We both got made, me in the plane and Kramer in the airport. I was thinking we might try to pick him up again at the sister's house, but
Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna leave these girls alone. Not even gonna just like not so much as a like a sideways glance. These kids, you leave them be. Don't touch them, don't go near them, don't interact with them, leave them alone. Last thing we need is for them to file stalking charges against one of our agents, and then you get picked up and have to explain what you're doing following girls from uh, Townsend all the way to Alabama. It's not on. Instead, what we're going to do is this. I need you to go and start looking around for a. They're using an alias called Darla Williams at the minute. I believe this is our dark-haired lady. Um, we'll be in contact with a honeypot operation for you. All you've got to do is show up, pretend to be a psychic, go along with the plan, and the second that she does anything that might even kind of be weird, chuck some cuffs on her, Bring her in.
You sure you don't want us to just waste the girls? I mean, if we're gonna end up doing them in the end anyway, why don't we just get it over with?
Because if you kill two young, attractive women, you are going to end up causing such a media shitstorm that this entire operation will have to just shut down completely, and you will not get any protection from anyone. I want to be very clear on this. If you fuck up so bad that the media gets involved, you're on your own. Everyone closes ranks, no one has ever heard of you before, and you go to jail. You probably even make it maybe a day, 2 days even in the jail before a, a horrible, tragic accident occurs, and suddenly you're no longer an inmate or indeed a person on this planet Earth. You need to be very careful, Agent Kendrick,
Understood.
because you're playing with fire now.
Understood, sir. We'll go after this Darla Williams.
I would recommend you spend your time setting down roots in this area. Potentially go around to some of the hotspots. We'll be in contact with more concrete details of this particular operation.
Okay.
Right. So with that news, it's getting into the evening in Alabama here, and I suppose in Vermont as well. But Kramer and Kendrick, you still have a few hours of daylight at this point. Businesses will continue to be open. We'll say, Carrot, you throw down a few likely hot spots, meeting spots for people. Looks like there's a coffee shop slash bookstore named Henry's Books and Beans. There's obviously the Bell and Shadow spot. There's the Hunt. And one of the other spots that they meet up to just have like book clubs, that sort of thing, is a restaurant named French Grits. So you've got a few potential hotspots where people might meet, talk through these things. So where are the two of you thinking of going? Kramer's thinking very hard, especially about the wasting people portion.
Oh yeah. No, I'm not a
No,
fan.
yeah. No, I still think we should try to just see if they went to the sister's house. We should just drive by there and see if we spot the car.
All right.
And to what ends though?
I mean, isn't the goal here to keep track of these girls and what they're up to? It seems to me like all this is just leading to one conclusion.
Yeah, keep an eye on them. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, just and then just check in with Agent Carrot periodically.
I mean, I don't see how it's going to hurt to just drive by.
Yeah, and we could just have one of us drive by and then just keep in communications with the other one of us, and then relay that to Carrot.
Yeah, I think it might be your turn.
Yeah.
All right. So you are you know the address, so it's pretty easy
Actually,
head
no,
there.
I'm gonna say no. I don't think we need to let Carrot know.
Well, no, we should. Carrot's our team lead, and we need to keep in
Well,
unison here.
our team lead is getting distracted with a bunch of meaningless bullshit. He
Well,
thinks we'd be better off spending our time going after this Darla Williams person.
I don't know. I mean, he's doing some good research. Yeah, I think we should stay on target with team lead instructions unless the team lead indicates that he's uh, becoming overly influenced by something more nefarious. But so far, it seems reasonable to investigate his leads he's researching. Just my 2 cents there.
I don't see what the point of being an extra governmental organization is if you can't do extra governmental stuff.
I agree with you. I'm just thinking if we all go off on our own submissions, we could bog ourselves down. We should trust our intel until Agent Carrot proves himself otherwise incompetent. We should trust his research.
So what do you want to do?
Did I actually the phone call was between Kendrick and Carrot. So actually
You heard the waste, I believe Kendrick out loud said why don't we just waste them? But you also heard the other stuff. Yeah.
I heard that side, but it's kind of a one-sided conversation I heard. So Kendrick has the opportunity to twist what's actually coming through from Carrot.
And yeah, that's kind of what I was doing.
Okay.
Yeah, I was trying to make a little play.
All right. I guess is he gonna try and convince Kramer that just a little drive-by won't hurt anybody?
Yeah, according to Kendrick, that's absolutely the right thing to do.
And this was cleared by Agent Carrot?
Not exactly. I mean, not in so many words.
Implied, then maybe.
Well, like you said, we got to go with what the data.
well.
We got to go with what the data tells us, right? And the data tells us these girls are at the center of this, and we need to know what they're up to.
All right, that sounds fair. Let's do it.
All right. I would like, as the two of you take your rental, you're heading out into the suburbs around Birmingham. I would like you to make a luck roll. So that is just a 50-50. You want to get 50 or under. Who's
Try
feeling
not to get over 98.
33 this time. I might have made it.
That is a critical success.
Ooh.
And now I want you to make an alertness roll.
Me? Or
both of you can.
okay.
The sun is starting to go down. The moon is rising in these suburbs.
35 over 60, so a success.
That'll do it.
Ooh. 26 out of 50.
Very good.
Nice.
You see her house and you go by. You have to slow down a little bit because of just the way the car is in the garage, but you can see clearly that she has parked there. The lights are on in the house. People are doing things there. It looks like the sisters have arrived. Both of you, though, are trained in surveillance to some degree. So when you pass by and you look the other street over and you see a blue SUV parked facing the house with someone inside. The lights are off. It's just a shape, but you can see this person just sitting in the dark car.
Who the fuck is that?
Does it look like a Fed or a police undercover?
Can't tell.
No, not the. This looks more like a family SUV type thing. It's not nicely put together. It doesn't, you think, have a special like turn of speed or anything. It's not ringing police to you.
Okay. Yeah, I was just
Any chance we can get a picture of the license plate?
Yeah, you can get a picture of the license plate.
I don't even know what to make of that.
Can we get a good look at the face of the occupant?
That is more difficult. That they are sitting there with no lights on, and I'm assuming you're
So
not just staring out the window at them. You're
no,
passing
actually,
by
what
and
what we came for though is we wanted to see if there was any indication of the girls being home. So is the car
yeah.
there? Okay, so that's
Yep,
there.
the
So that's
girls
all
are
we.
definitely home, and this other car seems to be watching them.
So yeah, I think we've learned what we need to learn, and we also picked up another thing, which is that somebody else is on their tail as well. So let's just keep driving.
Okay.
Should we put a tracer on that
Oh,
van?
that's an interesting idea.
Because
You want to try another stealth roll?
You
well,
know
at
what they
I'll
say,
go.
third time
Yeah.
is the
You know
charm.
what? Yeah,
50,
I'm game for that. Sure.
because at 50, there's like, yeah, you definitely got to make it this time. And if I do another one of my patented fantastic diversions, which has always helped.
Why not?
So what are you guys doing?
Yeah, yeah. Before we do that, I think oh gosh, no. See, now I dug myself in a hole. If I send the picture to Kramer,
Okay,
or
I got
if I send the picture to Carrot, I'm in trouble. So
I have the perfect diversion. Is there a car nearby that van?
uh, sure. Yeah,
Okay,
there's a car
I'm
nearby.
gonna go break into that car and just look like a regular smash and grab. That'll get
oh
his,
man.
that'll get his attention.
Okay. Okay.
And I'll even leave $20. I'll leave a $20 bill inside. Actually, no, that's not gonna cover
The
the.
kindest
Yeah,
secret government agents.
yeah.
I love it.
So we'll do a smash and grab, and that'll get his attention, and then you'll have the tracer on it. Bingo. I do a quick recon of the area to find the like a dark shaded escape route. And then once
Okay.
I kind of line that up, boom.
Okay. You're just gonna go past and there and Kindred, what's your
Yeah. Oh gosh.
Oh
all
yeah.
right?
Gonna
Yeah,
And what is yeah.
I'll be doing roughly a similar thing to what I did before. I'll be sneaking around, and the long way around and trying to come up on the opposite side.
Okay. I would like Kramer then go ahead and give me an alertness
Oh
as you
yeah.
pass
Yeah.
by the car.
Watch
Doesn't
this.
sound you're not
There's no,
intentionally trying to be stealthy.
there's no way I could roll another 80 or 90 like I've been doing all night. Hey, look, it worked. Oh, it's even a 42. It's the meaning of life. Yeah, that's
All right. Now we're cooking.
this is a
As
lucky mask.
yes, you pass by the car and you're smart enough not to gawk. You're acting like you don't see her, I assume. But you get a look at this woman's face, and she looks to be, let me see if I can get it, maybe young 50s, old 40s. She has this dark brunette hair. She has lines under her eyes. She looks like she has not slept in quite a while. She's dressed in rather just kind of gray clothes and a scarf around. And you go past and you are smashing the window. Is that the plan?
Oh yeah, I'm reenacting a smash and grab. I'm just not stealing anything. I'm
Go, go ahead and make a dexterity check for me just for
oh
grips. Or
yeah.
if you have a decent criminology.
Uh, No, like, could we do Dex instead, please?
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Woohoo! 006.
Okay, you don't
Oh,
break an elbow or anything like that. Smashing the window open, alarms start to go off. Very clearly, this woman turns to look. Yep, Kramer scampers away. Kindrich, this is your moment to shine.
all right, we'll
Plus
see what
plus
happens.
20. You get a plus 20 again.
I got a 39 this time, so that's a pass. That's a very good.
Yeah.
Third time truly is the charm.
The
How do
dynamic
you
duo.
how do you sneak this on there? How's Kindrich do it this time?
I think I would like just slide down, beneath the back bumper and kind of like reach it up if it's magnetic
Yep.
and put it like a magnetic key holder like underneath the bumper or on the frame of the car.
Okay, excellent. And
Yeah.
you have basically you're able to slide it, you click it, and the SUV turns on and starts to
Yeah.
pull out
Yeah.
and leave the area
Just in time.
just
All
in
right.
time. But you
Well,
now
that
have a
worked out.
tracker. Yeah.
See our distraction and action combo. Eventually, we've honed it down.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll get it right eventually.
We should try a bank next. Oh, no, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
New
Wait till the
career.
bullets start
New
flying. Then we're in real trouble.
Uh, you do notice though that the front light to the Bullock's house has turned on. There is a car alarm going off, and people are starting to look and take take heed of this.
Time to exit this neighborhood.
That's probably a good move. So at this point, what do you tell Carrot, the others? Do you tell them?
I would be inclined not to even mention it yet and just let it be our own, avenue of investigation. And in the meantime, we'll go start looking, we'll do what Carrot suggested and start looking up Darla Williams.
This is what Carrick suggested.
Yeah, and we'll see. Yeah.
Yeah. So
So I would say
yeah.
I'd be encouraging Kramer to just keep it to ourselves until it bears fruit in some form, and then we'll take it to Carrot. And
Yeah, don't want to weigh Carrick down with too much input.
exactly.
Just
Yeah.
bring him
Case,
successes.
yeah. I'm going to shift focus from the two of you, but I would like to know what's your approach towards asking about Darla?
I mean, it has to start with like a Google search, phone
Mhm.
record, local phone records, store, shop owners, anybody associated with that Facebook group,
Yes.
Bell, Bam,
I
Bell and
think
Shadow.
I think Carrot could pretty easily have communicated this when he went. There is no Darla Williams through those avenues. As far as you can tell, it's just a name someone used on the site. But make an int test for me if you would.
Both or just
Yeah,
Kendrick?
both of you can. Yeah.
Okay, look at that. I can bring my massive.
Negative 87.
Ooh, 13. No, pardon me, 16.
Okay. Kramer, it occurs to you as you are talking about this, maybe you're throwing this back and forth. If someone were to use an alias online, if they were also to meet in person, they'd probably use that same alias. So if you could find someone that met her, they might be able to describe her, give you an idea of what Darla looks maybe more information.
That seems like a pretty brilliant approach. What do you think, Kendrick?
I like it. But who do we ask? Like the people at the store? Who would have met Darla Williams? somebody who's interested in this woo-woo crystals and stuff, right?
Bam, Bell, and
So
Shadow.
so probably that store owned by, was it Reed Miles? Is that the
Yep.
person's name? I don't recall the
Yes,
name
that
of the
is the
store,
correct
but
name. Reed Miles. It is Bam, Bell, and Shadow. Both the
oh,
group
okay.
and the store have the same name. Yeah.
Okay, great.
It's synergy.
So yeah, I think we should go to Bam Bell and Shadow, the
Yep.
storefront, and ask around for
Okay.
Darla
Good
Williams.
call. Good call.
I like it. In that case, we will leave off with Kindrich and Kramer arriving in a strip mall area where you can see a decently large building, that portion of the building that is Bam, Bell, and Shadow. It's got tarot stickies on the window. It's got crystals hanging down, probably a fire hazard. It's got the open sign on, lots of purple lights. It smells of rich incense even in the parking lot. And we will cut back to Kinsey, Crispy, and Carrot as Kinsey, your phone starts to buzz with a text message.
Okay.
Yeah, beg your pardon. There is an address on there that just has the abbreviation GB in front of it.
GB and an address. Do I know, is this from Delta or is it from somebody
It's
else?
from your handlers, from Jeepers.
Oh, Green Box. Boys, we've got a Green Box address. My question was to the handlers if there are any forbidden texts. I was hoping for one in that these women had appropriated, but gives me this address. Is this local to us or local to Alabama?
Local to you in Vermont. And it is in what town are you outside of? It's nearby Townsend,
Okay.
kind of like a smaller sub, like one of those small communities near the outskirts.
Right. So, do you guys want to go check it out? Green Box? Agent Crispy, don't touch anything.
Understood. Understood. So
if there's a bottle that says "Do not open," do not open it.
I'll stand right behind, just observing.
Yeah, we certainly can.
Yeah, it should
Yeah.
only take what, 10 minutes to get there.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's not far.
yeah. I'll like lay my little trap, you know,
Yeah.
posts, and then we'll go out and see what we can fish up.
Right. Excellent. Well, the green box, as noted, is not that far away. You pass out of the city proper, you're once again surrounded by these trees, and you come across a unincorporated little town. It's got 5 or 6 buildings tops, and the address appears to be an abandoned house, a street back away from it.
Okay. Is there plenty of shadowy areas where we can park the
There,
car? And
yes, the back of this house seems to be overgrown. There's plywood covering all the windows. There's a sign that says, no trespassing, et cetera, et cetera. So classic green box behavior.
all right, let's go check it out. And what is it? Right about 7, 8 o'clock?
Yeah, it's getting dark.
Should one of us keep watch outside? I'll volunteer for that role. Seems safer out
Well,
here than it.
We can do that, but that kind of seems more suspicious. I'm hoping that nobody even notices that we're here. Yeah, I think you should come in with us just in case.
Right.
Okay.
So we'll go up to it. Are there any signs that we would recognize as like don't open this door. Don't open this door. This is the door that you should open.
That's a good question. No, there are not, as you're looking at this. The doors are all closed and locked,
Right.
but a little bit of pressure, you think you can get in.
Okay. Well, we'll move around to if the trees and the grass and everything kind of hides us, then we can walk around to the back side and force open the back door. Whatever door is not even accidentally observable from anywhere.
Okay. It's pretty easy. Seems like the lock's somewhat new, but the frame is not. So it busts open pretty easily. And there is no power in this place. So yeah, phones, flashlights, something. And what you are greeted with are boxes, banker's boxes, stacked up against an old faded couch. The smell of mice and other very detrimental to banker boxes kind of creatures around, dust, small, there's shovels off to the side, and a couple of poker card tables that have been set up with folding chairs around them.
Okay. I'll start to look around. Geez, I hope there's nothing in these banker boxes that like the mice could get a hold of and suddenly become giant monster mice. I'm guessing that this is all just clutter and distraction, and there might be another door that's more Delta Green sealed. So I'll look around for that.
Yeah, give a search check. And what are Carrot and Crispy up to at this moment?
Just watching six, pretty much. Keeping an eye out.
I am trying a little bit to stand back and take a breath and see if I can contact Big Brain again. Because last session, or was it 2 sessions ago, I had this moment where I was able to feel somehow the presence of Kinsey and Carrot. And while we're out and about, I'm gonna see if I can tap back into that. Just check in with where that is, I guess.
Absolutely. All right. In that case, Kinsey, you are going around. This place doesn't have a basement. So unfortunately, it's not there. But you do recognize that one of the vents appears to have been opened and closed a bit more. So you undo that and you do find a manila folder. Looking at it, you find a folder, yes, a blue folder, we'll say, a manila blue folder that is full of pictures that appear to have been taken of a store named Estelle's Insights.
Estelle's Insights sounds like another fortune-telling place.
Right. And just a quick glance, these are all kind of the idea of like a telephoto lens from far away. And it's just people going into the store, people exiting the store. There is a woman that appears frequently throughout it, employees that are there. And you've done enough of these before that when you see the little red X's near the bottom of a few of those pictures, you're pretty sure that that doesn't mean they're living happily their best life.
Well, we got this.
Yeah. Crispy, can you give me a power roll, please?
Go.
You are standing in the back, breathing in the dust.
49 under 60, success.
Okay. All right. You are standing kind of near the back, we'll say. And yeah, there's a sound from the back door. And as you look back, this 13-year-old girl in a hospital gown peeks around the corner. Is it safe?
Yeah, yeah, it's fine. Come on. It's perfectly safe here.
And she coughs, and you can very clearly see there is blood there as she's walking in. She looks thin and wasting. Do you have any medical knowledge, Crispy? Is
Do
that
I have
something
any
you've got?
medical knowledge? Not at all. But my human's pretty good.
Okay. She's very clearly hurting and seems a little dazed, almost like she's on pain medication of some kind. And she's about 13 is what you'd roughly guess here.
Mhm.
And she just goes, Mom said it wasn't safe after Jimmy came through.
Oh, well, Jimmy's gone now. I'm gonna come slowly over to her, keeping sort of a respectful distance, but crouching down a little to her level. It's all fine now, and the bad folks are gone. It's perfectly safe. What's your name? Tell me.
Oh, um, I'm sorry. I'm Sydney.
Sydney. Sydney. And is this your house, Sydney?
No, it's not. Why am I here?
Do you not know where you are?
I don't I don't like this place.
You're perfectly safe. There's nothing. Just can you tell me a little about yourself? Where do you come from? Where have you been?
Eh, I don't like it here. This is something not right. This is a bad place. Um, and go ahead and do a persuasion, human, some sort of roll to kind of, yeah, to
Let's
zone in
see.
on this.
Yeah, I'm wondering whether I shouldn't take the tack of if you're frightened, we can leave. We can go out and step into the open air and just keep calm. But yeah, I'll make do I want to do persuade or human? I'll do
Uh,
human. I think I'm
yeah,
trying to tap into my understanding of her emotional state.
I like that.
Go to a 10 under 60.
Very nice.
Success. We're getting lucky here.
Okay. Yeah, so what exactly? She's latching on to you. You're
Mhm.
providing this stability.
I'm tapping into being a father.
Yeah. Oh, I like that. Yes. What are you telling her then? Are you saying step outside?
I think so. I'm going to glance back at I don't think they see this. And I think
Do we
even I, as
hear?
Crispy, yeah, what do they
Do we hear
experience?
Crispy talk?
Oh, go
Because I
ahead and
want to
do an
leave without,
alertness, the
like,
two of you. Yeah.
I got a 95. That's nowhere near alert.
Okay. Okay.
I got a
I'm too
39. I
busy
think my
looking
alertness
through my.
is low. Yes, I
Okay.
failed as well.
nice.
Oh, okay. Then
Yeah,
that
my alertness is
case,
low, low.
yeah, yeah, I'll see that. Yes, the folder holds many mysteries and interests, and
Right.
Crispy creaks out the back door. And we'll say there's a little slap of the wood hitting the frame, and that will alert Carrot and Kinsey shortly. But Crispy, you've
But
walked outside, and the house that you left
mhm,
is not the house you just went into. It's a two-story white house. It is faded. There are vines crawling all over it. The
mhm,
yard has exploded in just weeds and debris.
mhm,
It's very untended too, is the feeling. And there is a porch that you've stepped out onto. It is night here, is the feeling you get. But the Sydney stops you. Don't go any further. It's dangerous past here.
How dangerous? How do you know? Have you
No,
been here
Ma.
before?
And there's just for a moment a brief glimpse of a normal 13-year-old eye roll of, yeah, I live here. I've been here
Oh,
before. But
this
Jimmy
is your
came through.
house.
Yeah.
Who's Jimmy? Tell me more about this Jimmy.
He's a fucking psychopath.
Hmm.
Or a moron. He talked my mom into the fences. I don't
What?
think they're very safe, though.
The fences.
And there's a creak
Oh, God.
in the porch roof that you hear. The girl looks up. Mom's home.
Oh, well, I better be going then. I'm gonna turn around and start looking for the door we came through.
I like that. Yeah, you're looking for the door. The front door is there. It's actually not the front door of the house. That would be a little bit around. It's a side door that you've walked out onto the porch from. And it let's jump back to Carrot and Kinsey here. You've heard the door slap shut behind Crispy.
What the hell? Oh, he's gone outside. I don't know why.
Fucking newbies, I swear.
Been having weird visions. Told him to try to
Told
ignore
you.
it. Let's go get him.
I told you we should have fucking disabled his service weapon as I reach for mine and walk out the door.
And I would like Kinsey and Carrot to both make a power roll.
55, please be under, please be
Oh.
under.
22.
Yes, it is.
What's
Oh,
my
we both
power?
got critical
Oh my
successes.
goodness, you
Nice.
both got critical successes.
Like my first critical of the game.
That's great.
So, as you exit the back door, what you see is Crispy, his eyes rolled up into the back of his head. He's facing the door, heading towards it. But that tendril that you saw before, Carrot, that photo negative sort of vibrating pulse is stronger than you've ever seen it. And at this point, Kinsey, you see it as well, leading from Crispy back southwest. And it is actively strumming along. There's something in a hospital gown behind Crispy. And it looks like a little girl, but with your critical success, you don't think it's just a little girl. There's something deeply wrong about this small shape that's behind Crispy. So everybody roll sanity. Not Crispy. Crispy's in the thick
Crispy's
of
a
it.
lost cause at this
already.
point. I succeeded my sanity.
Okay.
I succeeded. Yeah.
Okay. Then it is only one sanity loss, and I will ask what the two of you do.
If I see the girl or I see whatever it is, I'm going to gently and carefully move forward and try to put my arm like this around Crispy to pull him away from whatever it is, moving slowly in case it suddenly, or something.
Mm-hmm. And what's Carrot doing?
I'll probably also have my gun out.
Yeah, I think if Kinsey's actively removing Crispy from the situation, I will be training my gun on the weird shape thing. Not taking shots just yet, just ready to if needed.
And this shape, it looks like a little girl now. Again, there's something about it that you two, it's not right. There's something wrong about the way she's moving. It's something in the torso, maybe. It turns wrong when she moves.
Mhm.
She just turns back. Oh, didn't realize you were here too.
These are my friends. Don't worry, Sydney. Do I see them? I mean, am I aware
Yeah,
of
yeah,
their
you're aware
presence?
of them.
Oh, there's hi, Agent Kinsey, Agent Carrot. We're just all remaining very calm. There's a
All right,
frightened,
newbie.
lost little girl.
It's time for us to go. This little
Sydney,
girl
is it?
is completely fine. She can find her own way home. Let's go.
All right, I trust you, but
I'm
Come save me.
she seems concerned. Do you know a Sylvia,
where?
Sydney? Is she related to you?
Yeah, Sylvia. Sylvia died a few years back, but Mom didn't leave her in the ground like with Dad.
Where did Mom
Can
leave her?
do I see the same sort of description of the little girl? Is she got blood on her face? She's coughing up blood,
A little bit, yeah, just a little bit.
like tuberculosis,
Oh, you're
which is
medical.
I'm medical.
TB.
Based on what you have, you would actually have guessed cancer.
Okay,
She's showing the signs of
stomach cancer.
malnutrition. Yeah, yeah. Something along those lines. Exactly. That is.
Leukemia.
Yeah, you know enough
Yeah,
that she must be in an incredible amount of pain. And honestly, from the way she's moving, it's a little surprising she is moving as freely as she does.
but she's ghostly, right? We can sort of see, or she doesn't look like
She
she's.
she looks like she's present, but you know,
Okay, I guess it's
well,
just in my
you
head,
critted your
though.
alertness or you see
Right.
her, we'll say, as she's not like moving the grass or anything, though, as she's moving along. She
Okay.
doesn't seem truly there. And she's
Well,
Mom, Mom's angry. I don't think she's gonna get her back. You'll just have to do. Come save me, please.
where are you?
What's Mum's name?
Does this? And I point to the rope coming out. Does this lead to where you are?
She turns her head to look at it, and I want you to make another sanity roll because as she turns her head, the skin of her face doesn't move with
Oh,
the rest of it. So you just end up kind of seeing an eye out of one socket, and the mouth
Ugh.
is not centered anymore.
I pass, but I'm freaked out.
I also passed.
How much do I lose?
You both passed just one.
I could roll too. I see the
Yeah, go
weird
ahead. Yeah, yeah,
movements
go
now.
ahead. This is your moment to realize, yeah,
Oof.
trouble.
2 under 46. So
Okay,
success.
just one.
But the rope thing, the cord, does that look solid, or does it look
Not
sort of
really.
ghostly?
Yeah, it looks
Well,
looks
I
more
could pluck
ghostly.
it before, couldn't I? Like,
I was
When you moved your hand through it,
yeah.
yeah,
yeah.
it kind of plucked, and there's something else that's doing that.
So what
And
I was going to try to do is move my gun through it to see if it's solid.
yeah, it's not solid. You can move through it, but the movement of your arm makes it vibrate a little bit.
And it doesn't dissipate it. Right?
No, it doesn't. And
So I'm going to
she,
continue
yeah.
pulling him back away.
Yeah, that does seem to be slowly fading it. And I want the two of you to make another power roll as she's turns her head back and it's not quite centered on the skin.
No, how? 62 out of 70. So just
Okay.
past it.
Carrot,
Uh-oh.
yeah, Carrot, you see as she's looking at you, a tendril is starting to focus on your body as well. You have to come help me. We're joined together. Please.
Little girl,
I think my mom is sick.
what's your mum's name? I know a doctor. He can help her, but we need to know what her name is.
You can't. And she's looking up Crispy again. She's looking up. There's someone in the window looking down. She's Karen, but there's no other doctor. She's the only one. We have
Karen,
to
do you have
go.
a last name?
And she snaps away, looking up at this second story. And Crispy, you're back.
Where? What? It's the same. It's the bill. Okay. Oh, it
Yeah,
was
and that
so
tendril
strange.
as well. You gone. At least you don't
Now,
see it at the moment.
do we see the house that he was seeing,
No, only
or we
Crispy
see
was seeing that.
the old place?
It was so strange. There was that little girl. You saw the little girl. You were talking to Sydney, and I came out here, and the house looked different. It was. How different was it? Was it
Completely.
Amber, was
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Okay, like literally a different building, not
Completely
close.
different building. Yep. This one here we'll just say is like a gray sort of one-story affair. This was a two-story, completely overgrown house. Yeah.
I
It
was.
was the two. It was the two-story that was in the previous vision. Yeah.
It sure seems to match what Kramer saw.
Figure in the window and all. It was very strange.
Oh,
Sydney
that's right. It
and
was Kramer.
Sylvia and Julia. Oh, cast of characters here.
We should go. I'll go grab that file. Get in the car. Something's
Okay.
really wrong here.
Are you doing anything with the banker boxes?
Oh, I guess we'll look in them
Yeah.
to see if there's anything in there.
There are lots and lots of tax records. A very quick glance would lead you to think there might be tax records for a place called Estelle's Insights.
Ah, if I see anything for Estelle's Insights, I'll grab it.
That's pretty much all the banker boxes. You can fill up the
Oh.
back of your car, essentially. Whoever's in
Oh.
the back seat's gonna be a little squished.
Ooh.
Of who immediately
let's
decided
take
it
it.
was you.
Let's take it all if we can. We can probably clear it out at this house in less than 5 minutes. Just get it all in the back. This
Yeah.
might be something important.
All right.
All right. So we got a Karen.
So, Crispy, you're not completely nuts because we saw it too. But
Thank God.
boy, this feels like a trap.
I think we should leave. I'm beginning to feel a little antsy in this place.
Yes, I believe that we may be better suited meeting up with Kendrick and Kramer. Well, I suspect
go to
that this
Alabama?
Karen that the little girl was talking about may in fact be our Darla. So if we want to sort out some retail flights off to Alabama, I will start trying to connect the two if it is.
Yeah.
Or, you know, I could just teleport us.
I'm sorry, what?
Oh, it's just a joke. We'll fly. We'll take commercial. We'll take commercial air.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to
just a
hear.
joke.
Yeah, did Crispy notice the tendrils connected to
Mhm.
After he noticed that there was something wrong with her, yes,
Okay.
Did I have
Image
one
of that.
attached to me?
You did not.
Jesus is feeling like, I don't know what to think. Let's drive back
Okay.
to the place and get our tickets and
Excellent.
go to Alabama. We're leaving beautiful Vermont for Alabama. I'm sure plenty of beautiful places in Alabama.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a lot hotter and steamier.
All right. Then let's return to Kindred and Kramer as maybe you get a text or something alongside the entering the place that says we're headed to Bama. and there's the little ring of the door, and from behind the counter, a very obviously aged hippie kind of vibe, long hair, tie-dye shirt, goes, "Hey, just a minute, yeah. What can I do for you, gentlemen?"
Quick question aside, what we know about Darla Williams from the Facebook page, is she more interested, is the fake profile more interested in buying or selling crystals, or what's
Good
their
question. Mo Buying. Yeah.
buying? Okay.
Mostly
Yeah.
inquisitive, very like a questioning sort of person. She doesn't provide a lot of details about herself, which makes sense, kind of fake account.
Yeah. We're mineral collectors, and we're just wondering what you have in the store that's special.
Oh yeah. Sure. I got crystals for meditation. I got crystals for weight loss. I got crystals for he starts going down the line of these. I got all kinds of
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
Look, my clientele swear by them. This is amazing stuff we've got here.
I think I was hoping for something more I don't know, your special collection.
Uh, I mean, all right, if you think you can afford it. And he moves about 3 feet past that to the more expensive crystals and starts expressing, now, if you really want to lose weight, you want this one. Now it's 10 times the price of the last one, but you, I can't guarantee results, right? The government will have my head for it, but
Yeah.
I mean,
So what do you do with it? Do you smoke it, or is this more of a ritual? Or
it's he's kind Kramer's leaning in and he's leaning back. You just meditate on it.
yeah, yeah, that's what I meant. That's what I
It's
meant.
like the secret or whatever, you envision your Do you guys do much have you just begun your journey?
Well, actually, I inherited some nice crystals, and so I've been learning a lot recently, and
Huh.
I was hoping to find a collector to sell them to. I'm told they're pretty special.
Oh,
Do you know
well, it's
anybody?
I mean, I do most of the buying and selling around here and run the shop. I mean, if you want to bring them in for a consultation, I'm happy to look through them. I mean,
I was
I'm kind of
talking
full. I
with
don't know
somebody
that I'd
on
be best price. The market's kind of flooded right now, you
I was
know.
on I was on a Facebook forum, and somebody asked me to come by here. Her name was Darla Williams.
Oh, sure, yeah, Darla. Yeah, oh, you've actually heard from her.
Yeah, she said I'd be interested in
That's
coming by her store. So,
oh, thank. Okay, great, great. Yeah, just a second. Can you get in touch with her?
I mean, not right away.
Okay,
If you have a phone number or something, that'd be really helpful.
sorry, I don't have a phone number. I can't help with that. I mean, if I did, I would have contacted her. I got some money I owe her.
Oh yeah.
That's yeah.
Do you have an address or anything? Any kind of contact info?
Uh, as far as I know, she lives out of town. Like that's good luck finding an address. Am I right? No,
Just-
and it's not even a lot. It's just honestly, it's kind of a pain in my ass if I'm being honest. She needs to pick up the collection jar.
Okay. Okay. Maybe we can help you with that somehow.
I mean, I'd be much obliged if you could. I mean, it's not a lot of money, and he goes over behind the counter and pulls out a one of those just little tubs, maybe an old ice cream tub, and you can see it's got a "Help Sydney Fight Cancer" labeled on the front with a young girl's face smiling on it.
Yeah, we'll take it to her. No problem.
Whoa, 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 whoa. I can't just give this away to anybody that knows Darla. I mean, just tell her to come in. I'll get it for her.
Okay.
But yeah,
Okay.
I mean, she's good people. She's a true believer. I love Darla.
How often does she come in?
Lately, what has been? It's been a while since she came in, like almost a year or two, 2 years, I think. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh
That's
man,
Yeah.
yeah,
No,
that's
I just feel bad. It's not like I can get rid of it or anything, right? I'm
Got
sure
it.
the kids, well, you get it. I mean, it might defray some costs, is all I'm saying. It might be nice.
Did she mention anything about where else she might frequent? Maybe another store or something like that? That she
I mean, she was making trips. Honestly, I kind of thought maybe she just left town. She was always talking about, going on spiritual things for healing. I mean, kid kind of gestures was the thing. I, I I helped her as much as I could with what I got. I mean, I don't have everything. I'm just doing the best I can.
all right, all right, all right. What do you think, Agent Kramer? You got any more?
Yeah, it doesn't seem like there's much of a lead here, and the chances of her coming back anytime soon is
Well, it's interesting that she'd be focused on health crystals with all those sick girls, but I don't know what to
I
make of that
know,
either.
right? Yeah. Yeah, I mean her other kid died, her husband died. I think she even mentioned her mom died at one point. Terrible stuff. Cancer, I mean.
yeah, it is terrible. Well, yeah, no wonder she's
Uh,
trying to find healing crystals and such to any
yeah.
anything to help makes sense.
Yeah, well, can I sell you anything? I mean, as long as you're here, I know you're surplus of crystals, but maybe a tarot deck, maybe some herbs. I've got 11 herbs and spices. Ah, get it, yeah.
Uh, Tell you what, we'll come back after we've spoken to Darla.
His face falls a little bit. He's a business owner. He knows what we'll come back means. Okay, fine. Um, Great. Well, bring your crystals by. I might be able to make an offer.
We'll do.
Thank you. Fine store you have here. Quite nice.
Kramer is freaking him out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you Reed Miles by any chance?
Oh, yeah. I
Yeah.
suppose I should get a name tag, huh? Yeah, I'm Reed Miles.
Nice to meet you.
Yes, of course, of course. Well, if you see her, say hi. Tell her I got her money.
We'll certainly do that. Okay, yeah, we're gonna leave.
All right. You leave, and you have a few hours, we'll say 6 or 7. So it'll be early morning by the time that Carrot, Crispy, and Kinsey all arrive. Is there anything you want to do in the meantime?
They
We'll
don't have.
realize too that we have to go through all of those boxes before we go.
Yeah.
Good point.
Are we gonna
I'm
need
happy to
weapons?
start.
I was just going to say we probably don't have a 5-minute window to get on an airplane.
No, no, you can catch another flight if you want to wait for a bit.
I think it's worth at least opening them all and looking at every sheet of paper in them.
Do what they refer to, some sort of.
Yeah. All right. In that case, the three of you will be spending the night then going through these banker boxes. Give me a search roll as you are looking through this. Then I'll return to Kramer and Kendrick and we'll find out if they get up to shenanigans that night.
I got a 90, so I'm going, Jesus Christ. What the fuck? It's just the same shit over and over again.
32 under 50, regular
I
size.
do
right.
computer stuff, man. I don't do paper.
Oh, this is just like back in my day. Ah, I love it.
Yep.
The smell, the crinkling, the sounds. Ah,
That's wonderful. As you are going through these, it is tax documents, right? Just years of that. And between Carrot and Kinsey and Crispy, you're finding basically two sets of documents. And it doesn't take a genius to go, one of these is fake. And it's not looking good. Looks like somebody might have been committing a little bit of tax fraud and maybe
Yeah.
needed to be shut down. And
these are all tax
that's kind of the
documents
feel.
for
Estelle's Insights. Yeah, the business.
Estelle's Insights.
Which is not Bam and Bone
Nope.
and Bojangles over where Kendrick and Kramer, unbeknownst to us, are.
Do we get any feeling from these as if she was tax laundering? I mean, money laundering?
I would say one set of books seems like it's above the board, everything's going fine. The other one is very incriminating.
Mhm.
So she was funneling
Crispy.
money.
Yeah, Crispy in particular, though, in one of these boxes between some of the just normal tax documents, you see that there is a small photocopied piece of paper that has been stuck in with everything. And I'm going to do my best at the pronunciation for this. It is the song for the Hyleoroi, spelled Hyleoroi. And it gives you this feeling like an arts and crafts sort of thing. Like it's labeled with Estelle's Insights on it. It's got a chant to contact the Watchers in the Woods for knowledge, good health, and you can see it's been decorated with little starbursts and stuff. It's very much PowerPoint. I felt inspired to make this, but it's this strange chant of just nonsense, it looks like.
I found something odd, fella. I don't know exactly what this is here, but it's some sort of, well, it's not a tax document, so it springs into view immediately. I'll show them what I've found.
Does anybody have Unnatural by any chance? I'm guessing not, since you're
I'm up to
mostly
8%.
I have 5.
okay. In that case, you're not quite sure what exactly. Carrot, if you look at that, you're going, this is gibberish. This is nothing. Crispy and Kinsey have that uneasy feeling in the pit of their stomach that there's something to this. These mean something.
Does it look Greek?
The words don't look Greek, but you do recognize that I'm going to try it again. Hyleoroi is Greek.
Yeah, it's Eleori is how it would be. Eleori.
That sounds more accurate than my attempt.
Nymph.
Essentially, yes.
Yeah.
Watcher in the Woods, nymph.
The Watchers in
along
the
those
Woods.
lines.
Yeah, Huda is wood.
From mythology. Yeah.
Spooky.
But the rest of it just looks like gibberish. Is it gibberish in?
No, the entirety of the text looks, as you're reading it, that's where that pit's coming in, where it doesn't feel like gibberish to you. This feels like an actual unnatural something. You're not quite sure what, but you probably don't feel great about your odds of uttering this aloud repeatedly, etc., etc. It's concerning.
Interesting.
Is it written in Western characters?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's probably spelled out phonetically. Which
I think we should sit on this. Is there anything? I mean, we're not going to try and say it out loud, are we? We're not.
No.
Party.
I mean, but we could though, right?
It would it would be interesting to see if we can work backwards and figure out what language it actually is. But these sort of things can be really dangerous. So, yeah, I think that we have figured out what we needed to from these boxes. We need to get on that plane and get to
Right.
Alabama.
Should we burn down the whole building to make sure the boxes aren't found?
Well, this is a hotel, so there's probably people staying here.
Well, it would be a great cover for our escape.
You appear to have been more affected by the goings on than first realized, Crispy.
What's odd is that they were at our green box. So who put them in the green box? Somebody collected these before. I think we need to quickly put them in a new green box. Let's rent a storage container somewhere. Stick these in there.
Easily enough done. You throw them in a new box, throw all the banker boxes, the folder with the pictures, all that jazz. Any weapons that you don't want to fly with
Right.
should probably go in there. I'm assuming for some of the stuff, like Kendrick and Kramer probably left them behind.
Yeah,
Probably could have used
whatever
a
we
carbine
need,
or something on the flight.
Yeah, whatever we need smuggled through, I can smuggle, but I'd rather not.
Is it totally implausible just to check the handgun in a case like a civilian? I mean, you can
You could show your
travel with a gun.
license.
It's not
Yes,
illegal.
you can
Yeah.
you can show your license and do that. The only downside is then you're documented of being on the
Yeah.
flight with that.
I have to be honest.
We
with
can
the
always
business
get a
to do
gun.
that, so
It's Alabama,
my
don't they?
preference
It's
is to not.
Alabama. This is true. They'll
Sell them
have
on
it
the
at gas
street.
station.
Yep. Yeah, I hear you, Carrot, as just go worry about Bama guns later. Makes sense. All right. In that case, I'll cut back to Kendrick and Kramer. Is there anything you want to do for the night? You know those nerds are buried deep in tax documents.
Hmm.
What do you think about this Darla Williams?
That'd be a great contact to meet, but I
But
don't.
it's a front. It's not even a real person. It's someone else.
Yeah, true,
So how
but
how do we find out who that is?
yeah, or even where. I mean, yeah, 2 years ago. So I mean, this is a long dead lead here. Hmm. And no leads as to where else Darla might frequent.
Anybody else on the Facebook group that she'd been in contact with that's local, maybe?
She had been in contact with those other three names that you'd heard before that I don't have. There we go. Melissa Naylor, Eileen Brown, and Danielle Smith. Danielle Smith being the one that Carrot had talked to.
Maybe we can try to track down one of the others. Is there any correlation between Alabama and their names?
They're all anagrams. No, it does not appear to be that. Although both of you make an int roll just because you're, taking a moment and we keep jumping back and forth.
Yeah. There
No.
is 65 out of 50.
Okay. I will say you are maybe kicking this around and you think we just put a tracker on a car. Maybe check where that went.
Yeah, so that is one thing. I also text the license plate to agent. Oh no, didn't want to do that. Yeah. Is there
Yeah, neither of
anybody?
you
Is there?
probably have
Is there? We don't have access to any other part of the
Um,
organization that could do that for us.
Your handler could.
Why
Oh.
are you're not sharing this with me, are you? Is Kendrick?
No, actually, I'll do this privately. I'll go to the handler. I'll text the handler and tell them we need a license plate tracked.
Okay, you get a thumbs up, and I roll. Okay, it's a good time. Shortly after, you get a list of 3. Oh no, you get 1 blue SUV that matches what you were seeing. If I didn't say it was blue, it's blue now officially. And that license plate is for a Karen Valdez of Goodwater, age 50, widow. And it has a picture. It looks like the woman that was in the car, maybe less tired at the time of the photo.
I wonder if Karen Valdez is Dala.
Well, that's interesting, but I think we should do the police work in the proper order. So maybe we go talk to these other 3 ladies first.
Yeah. And I will say, since we talked about it and I didn't give you the information, the location of the car has left and gone out basically into the middle of Alabama, outside the city, into the woods. And you can't help but notice
Outside of Goodwater, or yeah.
outside of Goodwater, yeah, it must be taking some back roads that you don't see on Google Maps or anything.
Yep.
But it looks like it's within the range of where Robin Bullock disappeared 2 nights ago at this point.
Aha!
And I think with that revelation, we will end for the week. And we will start next time with 3 people severely jet lagged arriving in Alabama.
All right.
Oh, he's muted.
You're muted, Tom.
Okay. Our players included Stuart Lively, Stefan Amshi, Riley Kruger, Preston Firestone, and myself, with Nathan Decker as the handler. We have a Discord server where you can chat with other members, you can set up private games, and you can learn the finer arts of gameplay and game mastering. We provide audio-only versions of our shows free for you to download from Spotify, Podbean, or iTunes. Support for the show is provided by our patrons who are listed in the closing credits. If you would like to show us your appreciation, please visit our Patreon page, or you can use the thanks button just below the screen. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and punch the bell icon for updates on our latest shows, and leave us some comments. We enjoy reading them and answer any questions you might have. This is Thom Raley, together with all the members of our gaming club, inviting you to journey with us once again into the darkness for another adventure into the universe of H.P. Lovecraft and the Delta Green role-playing game. Until next time, good luck, good gaming.